Go Breeze.
Breeze. Okay, so side on Breeze for energy.
Defense.
Defense. The decider is Haven. Side on Haven for PRX.
Defense.
Defense. Okay, that's it. Good luck. Have fun.
Okay.
Have fun.
I like it. I like it. I think it makes a lot of sense for energy. Pearl has been one of the most consistent maps for the side of Paper X. They've shown 5 different compositions in this year only. So maybe a little bit of the question marks split for Paper X. Incredibly consistent in a map pool that I would say for every team in the tournament so far, I would say that with all the changes that we've seen, bar Nongshim, all the changes that we've seen from compositions and adaptations, there's not one map that I'm like, oh yeah, 100% this team is going to do 3-0 very easily. Koro, the only map from NRG that we still have not seen. So very exciting first 3 maps.
Now, very quickly, earlier we asked you who you thought had the best read on the meta in our Mastercard fan poll, and results are in. We're going to have those for you just as these teams come out. PRX, you all believe that they have the most valid setup and approach for this current metagame, and it's pretty hard to argue with that, folks.
Yeah, I agree. I think they personify this meta. They have looked like the double duelist team to beat. The only squad that could test them at that is Nongshim. It's an NRG who's playing exploitatively, trying to go to the next level and out-game theory what comps look the best right now. It's a question of whose style is better, who can perform in a best of 5.
2 teams that refuse to die. 1 match that will define who gets a shot at a second trophy. It's NRG versus PRX, Information versus Entropy. Please welcome your players to the stage.
Que nos escuchen en todo el mundo. ¡Energy! Ruido Santiago para Paper.
It's W Gaming, folks. A gameplay style as immutable as the laws of physics versus NRG's insatiable desire to solve the problem, to come up with an answer. But going up against PRX feels like trying to divide by 0. It just doesn't make sense.
The 3rd time these 2 teams have played this tournament. So rare to get to witness a match that many times. Both times it has been down to the wire, 13-11s, overtimes. NRG won the last one. They won it 2-0 with curveballs in the compositions. But it's a BO5 now. It's the big stage where both of these teams have performed before, where both of these teams lifted a trophy last year, but only one of them gets to challenge a squad who just came from Ascension in the finals.
Almost 5,000 people are Espacio Riesgo here today to witness this amazing lower final. And you see, they're going to get incredibly loud, and they're going to be supporting both of the teams. For Paper X, this would mean a 4th grand final under their belt. And for NRG, defying everything that the game imposes onto you. You think it's all about shooting? Well, we will bring a different approach.
And the map pool is a best hits of the previous times these teams have played. We start with Pearl. It was a new comp from Paper X. NRG just barely edged out the win in their last showing. first time they played, it was split. The team to adapt, it was Paper Rex going up against a Vice Comp, meant to counter their style. They defeated it, pushed it over the line, and won that match in this Swiss stage. The later we go, though, the more interesting it gets. Seeing that Corrode for the first time internationally since Paris for NRG, breeze down the line where Paperexes look excellent. It's just such a cool map pool to display the depth of these two highly experienced teams.
Yeah, the question also is, does now NRG look vulnerable? What happened yesterday? How much can we read onto that? Mada himself was speaking on X about how he did not have a good day. He felt like he was being shut down. And the man on your screen right now, something will make sure that he doubles down on that poor performance.
If you give that guy any space, he is going to make mincemeat of you. I'm very curious to see what his role looks like on that Breeze map, because yesterday he was absolutely dominant. This split, though, for Paper X, you can't argue with the data. 4-0 for Paper X. They are undefeated on that map at this event, and honestly, most of those games weren't even close.
It's interesting, though, because they haven't been picking it. They've been floating that for map 3 and been so successful there. And I think maybe now prove to themselves that it's actually at the top of their pool.
They're leaning in.
They want to prioritize that one early in this map pool.
And it's so important also that Pearl is the first map. We were speaking about Paper X changing the composition and whatnot. NRG deciding that this is the first map is very important. We saw that Paper X moved away from the Phoenix into the Neon, giving them a little bit less flashes, but more flashy play style with the versatility that you have with the Neon. I really like the way that they were using the Phoenix to put something in very annoying positions, but I think it became a little bit too readable for NRG to work onto that. And fun fact, in every single Masters, the team that has won the first map of the lower bracket final has moved on to the grand final.
Okay, that puts even more weight on this first map of Pearl. Let's jump into our agent select now, and it is going to be that Tejo composition featuring the Waylay for NRG. Paper X going to be running back this Neon and Yoru look.
Paper X played the Phoenix comp the last time they went against NRG. This was the comp they displayed against all gamers. I like the change. I thought it gave a lot of freedom to Jing and Something, the way that they're fighting around the map, and in particular on their defense, having these incredibly fast rotations. I want to see NRG on this attack side prioritize using their double drones to re-push players who have embedded in the extremities and putting a priority late round on getting mid-control to cut those fast rotates and allow them to split sights instead of hitting into the vise.
I want to see an NRG that is proactive, as you're saying. I want to see the control of A, as I'm saying. Getting something into those positions will be a priority for Paper X, and it can be an absolute nuisance to deal with. My eyes go to actually the most supportive players. It goes to Scuba, it goes to Ethan on this head-to-head against the Forsaken that can turn up at any given moment.
It was Something and Jing who were absent in the Swiss stage. First time these teams played. They've shown up massively in the playoffs. And I think that pressure reverses onto Mada. You talked about his tough game yesterday. He's the only solo duelist player left at this tournament. Time for him to show out.
Well, sadly, no MEA team has made it this far, but don't worry, the region has its people in the building. Bonkar's coaching, Kiko's fragging, and apparently you two get to commentate. Pansy and Hypok get stuck in.
The audacity on a game like this. I didn't even cook up a reply, and I'm not witty enough. But what I can say is it is truly the duel of fates between these two. How many times have they met? How many times have they had to try and live through this matchup? But again, this is the one that matters. All the others now fade away. But NRG look human. And Paper X, you never know what you're going to get on a given day.
Absolutely right. See, Paper X going to have been watching yesterday's games. So coming here with an opportunity with Jing, swapping out a little bit, not a massive change up in terms of the approach.
I love this crowd.
Looking to come for blood here for taking an early challenge here on the pistol, but step away an early 4-stack.
Not made it to sight just yet, but Mada straight out for blood, but dealt a, well, deadly blow right back. Jing finding both. And there's something already. This is looking a little bit messy as NRG.
Very messy.
Yeah, willing to take the brawl on this, but it's Divide to just continue going. Still looking for fights. Still looking to isolate a player, and it looks like NRG know there's a chance. I mean, Paper X by now, you got to bring him to heel. They bow to no man. There's Divide waiting to try and strike. He just needs that one opportunity. Kiko's got it. That's a great start.
Big 3K from Kiko. After initiate, looks like Jing gets 2 kills, able to really hold down the site. NRG going to pause for thought outside Art, but the approach crumbles initially. Comes down to just 2 members of NRG. Again, for me, my eyes are on Scuba. He was absolutely sensational.
Yes.
Previously, in terms of clutches, in terms of finding early kills in rounds where the pacing was completely off for NRG.
Again, for me though, looking at this is a best of 5 if you're just tuning in. Obviously the matter then changes. However, sadly, we don't really get much rest in these sort of games with these sort of teams. Every round has a potential threat. A couple of sheriffs coming in, but more on that note, I think it's so rare that we've now got, I guess, enough depth in the scene to have these sort of repeat games coming back through. Now, teams that have great... Hold on. I'm just going to see if Scuba can keep this in check. Okay, that's a walk-up, so that might cancel plans as they did start kind of peeling this way.
Spike's moving this way still, though. You want to potentially challenge this progress that Paper X have made.
Yeah, very willing to go for it. It'll put them around the 40-second mark as Jing's curiosity is peaking. And look at this clash, it's about to go down. Kiko on the corner, and it is going to be the first